Hey everyone, this is Pastor Jamey here, and I have the awesome opportunity to take you on a tour through our new facility. Now, I'm driving in the car right now because I'm heading towards the church building, and as a sort of introduction to this experience, I just wanted to share a small story. You know, when we planted the church in 2006, it was not clear that this was going to be a generational work. You know, at the time, I believed that it was a ministry that was going to be, you know, that we were birthing for our generation. But as the ministry progressed and people began to add their families to our congregation, it became very clear that God was speaking not just to us, but to future generations. And so as we have progressed through the years and have watched as the congregation has been impacted by God's presence and people have gotten saved and are being discipled, we watch as the generations are building on one another. And over the course of time, we have had significant prophetic voices, people that we trust and are in relationship with, that are from the previous generation, come into our midst and speak into us and talk about, you know, what God has in promise and in prophetic declaration for us as a congregation. And part of that has been the expansion of what we were doing, that it would not just be a local church, but that the impact would be regional and beyond, and that the building itself would need to be added to. We would need to build something larger to hold what God wanted to do. And lo and behold, here we are. You know, we are 14 years of ministry, going on 15 in April of 2021. It'll be 15 years. And the Lord's faithfulness, it has been so evident, so clearly demonstrated, time and time again, where there were impossibilities, and then God stepped in and made a way. And this facility, there's not time on this little video here, but if we took the time to walk through all of the miracles, oh my, there are so many, my friends. God has done a significant work among us, and the fruit of it is seen in this beautiful structure. There's a story for almost every room. There is a story, a reason why we have done what we've done. And so today I am going to through video, I'm going to walk us through the new facility and get to share some of those stories. And so I'm excited to share it with you and looking forward to the journey ahead. Just as I'm pulling towards the church here, I just wanted to say one more thing. I just want to say thank you. You guys are incredible. Our family, the church family, you know, God has built within us and upon us as a people that He keeps adding to our numbers with new believers. He keeps bringing gifts, you know, the body parts of the body of Christ, the different parts and functions. Every time there's a need, God has brought the right person at the right moment. And it's also been a blessing of ours to get to lay hands on and release people with the blessing to go and follow the call that God has on their lives someplace else. And it's been this organic process of growing and maturing and then sending kids out into the missions field. And what a glorious and wonderful journey, very much like the experience of a family. And just like a family, you know, as a family grows, you have to find room for it to grow, and that has meant expansion physically. It has also meant the equipping of saints and sending them out with the apostolic commission, and also what this season is going to unfold for us is that the call of God for us to be a center, an apostolic center, a place where God sows things into us, and then it goes out. It's sent out into the world. Honestly, I had not, considered. I had dreamt about that the impact of what God would do would be like this. But when we were a church of 50 people meeting in a hotel, it was hard to imagine us ever coming to the place where we're at right now. And that's because God has brought you into it. You're part of our family, and it's so significant. What you bring to the table, who you are as a person, your family's impact, your kids. This is a generational work, and we're going to watch as God does a work in our generation, yes, but truly what we're building for is what God's going to do in the next generation and those following. And wow, I'm so excited for it. And you should be too, because there is significant impact that's taking place. All right, I'm pulling into the church parking lot here, so I am going to click this off while I transition out, and then we're going to go on a tour. It's going to be fun. All right, see you in a moment. All right, so here I am. Standing outside of our church facility. We're going to go ahead and walk up to it. This journey has been so much fun, and I just can't wait to show you guys. Okay, so here we are. I'm on the outside. You can see the facade of the building here. Again, design and beauty. There's so many fun things that have come together to make this thing possible. But I wanted to show you, just as we're coming to the outside here, this area here, this large patio, and then the flat, which will be a grass area, is all for the gathering of people to hang out, enjoy the outdoors. Here in Minnesota, we only get a little bit of time to do that, and so we wanted to optimize, just make sure that there was a space for people to be able to do that. Actually, I'll take us around the side here to the side entrance. We have plans for a coffee shop that will give the excuse for people to hang out and connect just over a cup of coffee. In this grass area here, perfect place for people to be connecting outside, let the kids run around. Just beautiful, right? So much fun. All right, here we go. All right. Here on the inside, what we can see is a large foyer area. Expansive room. We had, as a church, we had not had the opportunity to have a gathering space like this before, and so this is just so much fun. Between services, before, you could kind of imagine in this corner over here, this is where the coffee shop will be. The large foyer area provides space for people to hang out, to connect, have conversations. I'm going to go ahead and walk around this corner now. So once again, here's the foyer area. These are the entrances to the sanctuary here, but I'm going to skip that for a moment and take us down the hallway here. So as we round the corner from the foyer, you'll see this area here. This is the opening that's going to lead us into the previous building. And so downstairs into the other building, that is where the kids' check-in area will be, for families to be able to take their kids into the other part of the building. The whole original side of this facility is for kids and for youth, classrooms, and so lots of areas for the family to expand. As we head down this hallway here, what we see is at the very end is the secondary entrance to this building. And just real quickly here, there is a nursing mother's room right here that's attached to the sanctuary. We're heading down this hallway. The new restroom facilities are right here. Large, lots of space for people and to handle the numbers of people as well. So that's great, and they'll be excellent facilities. But this hallway here, what you're looking at, is the future art display. So at the house, we have lots of people who do prophetic art during the services. They do paintings, and they create works of art during the time of worship. And so we needed a place to display those things and to showcase some of the amazing artists that we have here at the house. And so you can see this. This is looking back towards the main entrance there. And these different glass windows here. This is a little sneak peek into what is the 24-hour house of prayer. So I am stepping out through the secondary entrance right now, and I'm going to actually take us outside first, and then we'll come back in and take a look at the house of prayer here. But we're going to head out these doors. This is the secondary entrance to the back of the church. Now, in the past, we didn't have a way for people really to park back here and then be able to get into the building with any ease. So you always had to walk around the building. But now we have a beautiful secondary entrance attached to the parking lot, and you can see all the space that's out here for use. Before we go into the prayer room, I wanted to show you one last thing because it's just so much fun. You know, we have a lot of young families, and those kids are going to grow. Those kids are going to get married. And one of the things that, that the churches are used for is for the holding of wedding ceremonies. So we have intentionally created an outdoor wedding venue. So here is the back of the building, and on the side of the sanctuary there is this large plot of grass that can double as a kid's soccer field or just grass to play in. However, this field itself seats 500 people for an outdoor wedding, and it will be dressed up and made beautiful so that the young people that will surely find their spouses here at the church and find godly companions to run and do the race of life with, that there's an opportunity for them to go ahead and get married in a beautiful place, not just in the building, but also out here there's space for it. So that's kind of fun. And then again, it doubles as like a kid's play area, outdoor space for them to be able to utilize. Isn't that cool? Come on. All right, here we go again. Heading back indoors. This entrance, there's a large entryway here, and the reason is because these doors here that lead into the large gathering area, into the main part of the building, those will be locked. However, these out here will have key code and a card entrance so that the prayer room can have a extended use. The ability for this room here, and I'll give you just a pan of what this room looks like. But so that there's access to this room that can be more than just during normal office hours. Now, obviously, it's an empty room right now, but what you can imagine here is 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, there will be worship unto the Lord. And, a place, physical space where people can come together and be led, facilitated worship, as well as come and soak in His presence, have amazing devotional times of intercession and prayer corporately, and it's going to be really powerful. So this right here has been a central dream of our heart ever since we started the church. The Holy Spirit had put it in our hearts that worship and prayer should be central. And so now we have a physical space actually to do that in, and so that's super fun. If you head out the side door of the prayer room, it takes us into a sort of back hallway here. And this back hallway heads all the way up this ramp to the stage area. And there's a side entrance into the sanctuary here. But the prayer room itself also has its own restroom. And so there will be facilities even when the rest of the building is locked up. There's access for people to be able to use the restroom. So that's that back hallway. And here we go. I'm going to take us to the side entrance then. It's a little dark here, but hopefully you'll open up into the large sanctuary area. Now this room is exactly, approximately, I guess, 3 times the size of our current space. And so the seating capacity itself, obviously you can put a ton more chairs in it, but really the seating capacity becomes very comfortable for us to be able to host large gatherings and be able to host our entire church family. And so we'll continue to have multiple services, but at the same time, there's plenty of room for dancing and plenty of room for just the expression of what our whole corporate family could be together doing. So pretty awesome. In this room, you'll notice if you could look at the stage area here, you can imagine a screen there for words and for projection, and then there's that back area there, and then a secondary screen there. Well, there will be a central screen, but lighting and all that, you can see right now the speakers are beginning to be installed, and what's so much fun about this room is that it's acoustically tuned. It is being it is an amazing venue for sound and experience. And so worship in this environment will just be so much fun just because it's going to sound so good. So really awesome, right? So much fun. Here's the sound booth area and media stations. And again, I'll give you a sweep of the room just so you can see it one last time. You know, in this space, the experience itself, right? The physical building, it's one thing. It's fun because it's going to sound good. The experience itself will be a good experience, and that makes it fun. But the idea that we could actually have the whole church together right now is wow. It's a powerful idea because we've been so separated this year in 2020. But we have never actually been able to have our whole church in the same room together. We've always had to have it divided up into services simply because there was never enough space. And so right now, at least, we could put the church in this room and, to be together, to worship together. It'll be really fun. I wanted to show just one last thing in this room before we take off. So I'm on the stage right now. You can see from this viewpoint, this vantage point. But this hole right here, if you heard me preach a couple weeks back, you would have heard me reference the place where we will hide God treasures in, and it'll be the very foundation of where people preach from. So this hole right here is where we're going to put the memory stones, the significant, the things that represent significant spiritual encounters with the Lord. And we're going to put them right here in the stage itself and then seal it up with concrete. But it's literally the very spot where whoever preaches from this stage in the future will be standing literally on the foundation of what God's done here in our community in the past. And so it's prophetic in that it points to all that God has done for us in the past and His faithfulness, but then it also serves as the very place where anything in the future, where preachers and pastors will have to stand upon the foundations of what God's done in our history. So in order to preach something new, which is just awesome, right? It's a beautiful prophetic picture. And so I'm coming off the stage here. You can see some of the carpets that's going to be installed and all the building materials. Lots going on here. It's quiet here today, but normally this place is hopping with people doing stuff. So I'm going to head out the doorway here. You can see it. Here's the exit, and when we exit, it takes us right back out into the lobby. Got somebody working there. My friends, God's faithfulness to us as a church has been incredible. Every step of the way, He has been faithful. Every step of the way, the Lord has led us. And in every season, the Lord has spoken so clearly and given us direction. When we set out to build this facility, it was absolutely crystal clear that it was God. The Lord said, now or never. And boy, was that true. Had we waited or delayed in any regard, this building would not have been able to be built because of the delay in materials and the timing of the seasons. Because of the COVID pandemic, I'm not sure as a people if we would have had the courage to try to build in that season. But and so in some ways the Lord tricked us into building something before we realized that the season was going to change so dramatically. But what it tells me and what it speaks to is that a new day is coming, and that this experience that we've all been having in the hardship of this last season, that it too will pass, that it's not going to remain, and that future generations are going to experience what God's been prophesying to us, what the prophets have been telling us, that there will be a move of God in this facility, a revival that will touch the Twin Cities, our region. We're going to see thousands and thousands of people come to know Jesus, and I'm just so excited for it. I mean, so excited for your family to get to be together with our corporate family. For those of you who have never been to the house church physically because you have only visited us virtually, you're from other nations or other states, or just haven't had the opportunity to come down, I just want to say to you, if we're your home church, boy, when you are in town, if you ever want to come into town, we would love to host you. We're so excited for you to be on the journey with us as well. But friends, family, those who have been distant because of COVID, there is a day soon where we will all be back together again. And I just want to encourage you with this, that the Lord is faithful, that He's at work in our day, that He has made some significant prophetic promises to us as a community, and we're starting to see them fulfilled. And so thank you so much. Thank you for helping us to financially be able to support and to build this thing. For those of you who have not yet been a part of that, I invite you to be a part of that. What God's doing here is significant, and it's absolutely worth investing in. And so here we are in this moment of history and looking towards the future and seeing so vividly that God is on the move, that our day is a day of great impact. And so I just want to say thank you once again. God bless you guys. Love you. Looking forward to you being able to see the physical building for yourself. And we'll talk to you soon. All right. Bye-bye.